Hello guys and welcome back to Satya's Inverts. In today's video we are going to talk about mealworm farming. So let's get right to it. So what exactly are mealworms? Mealworms are not worms at all. They are the larvae of Tenebraeo molitor, a species of darkling beetles. The life cycle of these beetles are divided into four stages: the egg stage, the larva, the pupa, and the final adult stage. So let's talk about these stages in detail. Mealworms hatch out from eggs as 2 to 3 larvae. They quickly gain size and can grow up to a length of 1.5 inches. The care for mealworm and superworm is pretty much the same. First off, you'll need a tray. I recommend using trays with lids because I've had grain moths lay eggs in the mealworm tray. The resulting larvae then feed on darkling beetle eggs and larvae, which is really devastating for your culture. For substrate, you will need oatmeal or wheat bran, and you will have to add veggies such as carrots and potatoes for the mealworms to feed on. This is their primary source of moisture. Although mealworms have a special organ near their butt that allows them to collect moisture from the air. I recommend keeping the ambient temperature anywhere between 22 to 25 degrees Celsius, that is 71 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Now let's talk about the pupa stage. Once the mealworms reaches its maximum size, it will prepare itself for pupation. Unlike superworms, you do not need to separate the mealworms into cubs in order for them to pupate. Once the mealworms are ready to pupate, they will lie completely still for about a day in a C shape. You will think that they are dead, but they're not dead, they're just getting ready to pupate. I recommend keeping the pupas in a separate tub because I've seen mealworms eat the pupas, but this generally only happens when there is not enough moisture for the mealworms. So the care for pupas is really simple. You just put them down on a tissue paper and keep one part of the tissue paper slightly moist. If the humidity in the air is enough, you don't even need to do this step. And after about 1 to 3 weeks, the pupas should hatch. Freshly emerged beetles have a creamy color to them. I recommend leaving the beetles in the pupa tub so that they can harden up. After about a day, you'll notice that their color has changed to dark brown or black. At this stage, they have hardened up and you can move them to their own tray. The care for mealworms and beetles is exactly the same. So you will need to set up a tray with about an inch of oatmeal or wheat bran, and then you can add carrots or potatoes as a source of moisture. The beetles will start to breed about after a week, and at this stage you will notice that the males will start to chase the females around the tray and then mount them. The female will then proceed to lay anywhere between 500 to 1000 eggs in the substrate that you have provided to them. I recommend moving the beetles to a fresh tray after about a month. The new substrate will induce the female to lay more eggs. The old substrate is now rich in eggs and larvae, so it's best to store them separately so that the larvae can grow without any chance of cannibalism from the beetles. Now guys, let's talk about some of the problems that I have faced while culturing mealworms. The biggest problem that I have faced while culturing mealworms is fungus. If you allow too much humidity to build up in your tray, the substrate will get moldy. This is harmful for your mealworms and it will greatly reduce production. Some of the things you can do to counter fungus are increasing ventilation, removing uneaten food, and adding a layer of cloth attached to the inside of the lid to absorb excess moisture. Grain mites appear as a mass of powder that is moving around. So these outbreaks mainly happen due to excess humidity. So if you have a mite outbreak, take care of humidity and let the culture dry completely. The mites should eventually die out. Also, I recommend cleaning the nearby surface properly. First remove any dust buildup and then wipe the entire surface with rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol. This should take care of any grain mite outbreaks. Rice moths are extremely irritating. They are basically small 1 centimeter big brown moths that basically will get into the substrate and lay eggs inside the substrate. The larva will then hatch and web up the substrate together and feed on your mealworms and their eggs, so they are extremely irritating. The best way to prevent these moths from getting into the substrate and laying eggs is to use trays with lids. You can make small holes for ventilation, or if you have a large farm, you can use wire mesh of really small mesh size. This will prevent the moth from getting into the enclosure and laying eggs. So guys, that's all there is to mealworm farming. If you are interested in superworm farming, I will leave a link to that video in the description down below or at the end of this video. With that, I hope you guys found this video useful. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below and I will get back to you ASAP. If you are new here, do subscribe and hit the bell notification. I upload every Wednesday and Saturdays. So until then, stay safe and keep loving your animals. Bye bye.